Hey guys, this is Mr. Latin. I'm sitting here kind of lonely and cold in my classroom, and I wanted to do something a little bit different today. We're not going to have an assignment. All I need you to do is look at what you did the last couple days or what you need to catch up on and go ahead and catch up. But I am recording this video because I wanted to read something to you. One of the things I love doing is reading stuff together and talking about it. And since you're not here, I have to just read to myself, and that's kind of boring. So I have the latest Scope magazine right here, and it looks like a good one. It looks exciting, lots of fun stories. I can't wait till we can get back together and do the read out loud drama together. But I'm going to read a short story that I think some of you guys might be interested in what it talks about. So let's take a peek at Scope magazine here, and let's see what we have. We have an exciting story called Lost in the Woods. And we have, that's the nonfiction one. We have a play. I always love these things. The Monster in the Cave. Most people avoid the Cyclops, but Odysseus is not most people. So we might have a chance to read that sometime. What I want to read today is a nonfiction article. That means it's true. About Animal Crossing. I have not played Animal Crossing before. I hope you guys can tell me if it's a good game or fun game or boring or whatever, or if it's, if it's written about in a magazine, it's probably not cool anymore, but I don't know. Maybe some of you guys like it. I'm going to read this story to you, and I'm going to share a couple links. You don't have to do anything with it. All I'm asking you to do is watch the video, which you're doing right now, and go ahead and catch up on anything you're missing. Most of you are missing at least one assignment, and I want you to go back and review that. Okay, let's read this magazine. I'm going to read it online, so I'm going to try and switch over here and share my screen with you. Okay, How Animal Crossing Conquered the World. A delightful video game helped millions of Americans through a challenging time. Do you believe that video games can help us? Well, this author, Mackenzie Cotto, thinks you can. So think about what the games in these articles all have in common as we read. Last March, Angelina, 14, moved to a new neighborhood. Her new house is a cozy stone cottage surrounded by bright grass green and leafy fruit trees. Anytime she wants, she can shake down a crisp red apple for herself. Next to the trees is a yellow striped hammock where she takes long naps in the sunshine. Her new home is beautiful, but what Angelina loves most are the new friends she's made. Phoebe, Whitney, Tia, and Prince. They like to fish at a nearby beach together, wander around the local museum, and hang out at their favorite cafe. Where is this delightful place? The dazzling world of Animal Crossing New Horizons, a video game by Nintendo that took the world by storm last spring. Millions of players. Animal Crossing New Horizons is a simulation game. That is, a game that closely simulates or imitates real-world situations and activities. In the game, each player creates a village on their own island of talking animals. Angelina's friends, Phoebe, Whitney, Tia, and Prince are, respectively, an ostrich, a fox, an elephant, and a frog. Let's turn the page and come over here to the top. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Animal Crossing New Horizons is not the first simulation game. It's not even the first version of Animal Crossing, but it is one of the most successful. 11 million copies were sold within 11 days of the game's release on March 20th, making it the biggest launch of any Nintendo Switch game ever. By the end of the month, Animal Crossing had become the top-selling video game in the United States. This success isn't so surprising when you think about what was happening last March. Millions of Americans had just been told to stay home because of the outbreak of COVID-19. We couldn't go to school or soccer. We couldn't go to a movie or grab a slice of pizza with friends. In fact, we weren't supposed to leave our homes for much of anything. To pass the time, some of us took up puzzles or baking. Others perfected dozens of TikTok dances. Many of us binged TV shows and movies. And millions began playing Animal Crossing. The power of play. Animal Crossing is not the first game to become popular in a difficult time. During the Great Depression in the 1930s, when millions of Americans lost their jobs, families entertained themselves at home with affordable board games like Monopoly and Sorry. In 2008, in the midst of the Great Recession, both video games and video gaming equipment experienced a spike in sales. Why do humans turn to games in periods of struggle and uncertainty? One reason is that games, whether it's Animal Crossing, hide and seek, or Clue, can make us feel better. As Dr. Rachel Cowart, a psychologist who studies gaming, explains, games are great at fixing our mood and reducing our stress and anxiety. That's because when we play, our brains release feel-good chemicals called endorphins. Still, not every game becomes a smash hit. So, what is it that has made Animal Crossing such a smashing success? For one thing, the game is easy. Even someone who doesn't play video games can quickly pick it up. It's also gentle. You don't play to win, you play to play. There are no dangerous storms to outrun, monstrous creatures to kill, battles to win, or high scores to obtain. Animal Crossing is so simple and nice, says Sophie Keel, 14 from Granada Hills, California. You hang out with animals and collect things. It's a peaceful game. Even the sound and graphics are soothing, from the bright, cheerful colors and the serene background music to the rounded edges of the animals' bodies. Everything is designed to make players feel happy and calm. One writer from the New York Times described the game's aesthetic or look as a warm hug. And during a time when something as simple as going to the store had become scary and dangerous, the warm hug of Animal Crossing was exactly what many of us needed. I think for a lot of people, it's a means of escape, says Angelina. They want to get away from the bad parts of the world right now. Cowart believes that many are drawn to the game because its mundane, real-world tasks, watering plants, chatting with neighbors, visiting shops, provide a sense of normalcy during a strange and chaotic time. Take 12-year-old Quinn, an Animal Crossing fan from Silver Springs, Maryland. He has a list of chores that he likes to complete every day in the game. He feels a sense of accomplishment when he waters his flowers, catches a few fish and some bugs, and checks in on his villagers. Socializing safely. There's another aspect of Animal Crossing that brought players comfort. You can play it with other people. In real life, we may not be able to gather in large groups, but in Animal Crossing, groups all over America held virtual backyard barbecues, birthday parties, graduation ceremonies, and even weddings. But despite the joy that games like Animal Crossing can bring us, experts agree that playing video games shouldn't be the only thing you do to cope during a tough time. Nor should you do it for hours and hours every day. If playing a game gets in the way of regular life, if you're skipping meals, skimping on sleep, or ignoring plans with friends, it's time to scale back. More than a fad. Will the Animal Crossing craze last forever? Probably not. But even as people start drifting away from their virtual villages and back into the real neighborhoods, Animal Crossings will be remembered as more than a fad. It will be remembered as a game that helped millions stay connected and uplifted during a very difficult time. As for Angelina, I'm happy here, she says. I haven't had any negative things happen on that island. So that's our article. I wanted to spend just a minute looking at some of the features around it. Let's zoom back out. Well, I'll find our article again. Here, let's fit. There we go. So there are more articles in this magazine and more articles about how people are coping during tough times. But it gives us a few more fun details about Animal Crossing. The first version of Animal Crossing was released in Japan in 2001. One of the game's creator, Katsuya Eguchi, said the game was partially inspired by a bout of homesickness. He had moved from his home in the city of Chiba to Kyoto, the city where Nintendo's headquarters are located. Missing his family and friends inspired him to create a game that would help people stay connected. So that's how it was first inspired. Here's an interesting thought. Maybe you'll agree with it, maybe not. How much is too much? Playing video games can be good for you. In moderation. Moderation means not too much. Experts recommend limiting yourself to an hour or less a day. Okay, one more thing, and I think maybe some of you guys will like this. Maybe some of you guys think video games are stupid. But here are 5 benefits that Scope Magazine thinks we can find for playing video games. 5 benefits of playing games. We all love playing games because they're fun, but did you know that they can be good for us too? Number 1, they encourage creativity. Open-ended games that allow you to design and build, like Minecraft and Fortnite, help you exercise your imagination and express your creative side. 2, they build coordination. Studies show that video games that require you to react quickly and accurately to things happening on screen can improve hand-eye coordination. 3, they deepen friendships. Multiplayer games that offer the chance to socialize and collaborate with others, like Animal Crossing and Dungeons & Dragons, can strengthen bonds between friends. 4, they help you learn how to fail. You can't win every game you play, and learning to lose gracefully in a game can help you build the resilience you need to cope with losses and failures in real life. And finally, number 5, they strengthen your brain. Research has shown that some games that challenge the brain, like chess, can help improve memory and overall brain function. So that's our article today. I'd love to know if you guys enjoyed this video, if you watched it, if you'd like me to do more, and if you would like to get your hands on your own copy of Scholastic Magazine, let me know, because I can do that. I can get it for you and give you a copy of it. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you guys back on Google Classroom soon.